Welcome to this installation video for Fiji. I will show this on a Windows computer. This is relatively similar on a Mac and Linux. There are just some small differences where you actually unpack or locate Fiji, but the rest should be the same. You received a link in an email from me, which leads you to the actual Fiji download page, which looks at the time of the recording like that. And you have here two different versions of Fiji. And for the moment, please do only install the stable version. Do not install the latest version. I repeat, do install the stable version. Do not install the latest version because the latest version is currently in a development phase and there might be a problem with the plugin installations. If you have Fiji already on your computer, you can install as many Fiji versions as you want to. So you can just download a new version, the newest version, and install it in a different folder or so. These different versions do not interfere, so you do not need to delete your old installation if you want to use this still for something. If you download this from the US, the UK, or the French server, doesn't matter. This should be always the same versions. Just make sure, especially under Windows, that you are using the right version for your system. So 64 or 32-bit. New Windows versions are always 64-bit. And for Mac, even if you have now M1 to M4, whatever newer Mac version, this should actually also still work. If you download this, what you will receive, you will actually receive a zip file. So please make sure that you are unpacking this. On a Mac, it normally shows a Fiji starting icon, and you could start it even within the zip file. The problem is just then the update and the configuration doesn't work properly. So please unpack it in any case, no matter on which computer system you are. On a Mac, this normally works by double-clicking the zip file. On Windows, you can right-click and extract it with the Windows options, or if you have a separate zipping tool like 7-zip, for example, then you can also use this and extract or drag to the desktop. So the installation location for Windows should be your desktop in the best case, or any folder that is not close to the operating system. This means, as mentioned also on the installation page, please do not on Windows install it into the program files, and please do not unpack it into the download folder. So easiest is your desktop. If you are on a Mac, best once it's unpacked, you might need to or drag it into the applications folder that it properly works. So on Windows, not into programs. On a Mac, specifically into the programs or applications folder. After that, on a Mac, you should have an icon available on which you can, in your applications location, where you can start it. In Windows, you can open the Fiji app folder that you unpacked, and then careful, you have two icons, a Fiji Windows and an ImageJ Windows icon. Please start it with the ImageJ icon. Do not use the Fiji for the moment. This will change in future, but for the moment we started with ImageJ. This will show you the starting icon. And the first time you start this, it needs to do some prior configurations, so it might take a moment. And once you have Fiji open, the first time you see that you have here a menu, you have the selection tools, and on the right side you normally have empty icons or the standard starting tool icons. And this is something that we actually will need to change with the configuration file that you could also download from the link in my email that you received. So this configuration file depends on the course you are visiting. This is now the configuration file for the image analysis course. There are different plugins installed dependent on the course. So later on, the icons that you will receive might also look a little bit different. So the first thing that you do is you can drag this Groovy file onto Fiji. That should open this script editor window from Fiji. You don't have to go through this. You don't have to understand what happens here. You will just see that it has a list of things that will be installed. The only thing that you have to do is you have to press in the lower left corner, most likely, or for some it might also be on the other side here. You have to press the run button. And if you press the run button, it will open a console window, fill it with some red text. Then the updating process is actually starting. And this might take a moment. I will let this run here in real time. At some point, it will actually say that it installed some kind of update sites or activated update sites. Then it will look for these updates. And will actually download them. As soon as this download is ready, it will show you a message that it was successful or that it's ready. And as soon as you will then press the OK button, it will close Fiji and you will have to restart Fiji at that moment. So now you see that there is this message, update is ready, please restart. If I press OK, it will close Fiji, and then I'm starting it again on the ImageJ exe here. Now you should see that the starting icon changes and shows a little green cube. And after that, when it starts, you should see now some colored icons popping up here on the right side. This should automatically happen. Careful, if you do not see these icons, or the starting icon doesn't change, then something in the updating process went wrong. This can happen if you are, for example, in an institution that blocks Fiji from running this update properly, but then you should normally also see an error message during the updating process. It can also happen if you're behind a strict firewall or if you're using a VPN client. So it might be that in your institution it potentially doesn't work. Best is if you install it on your own personal laptop and potentially in any other Wi-Fi like at home, where you can be relatively sure that this installation process works. If you do not see these colored icons, then please repeat the configuration process. In the worst case, try to unpack Fiji in a different location and try to repeat that process that you have seen in this video again. And if there are any further problems, then please do not hesitate to contact me by email that we can fix this before we start the workshop.